Go to the transaction code ME11, enter the finished product, not the raw material, because for raw material we have already maintained the information. Then for category, select subcontracting and maintain the data. Whatever information you want to specify for that material, maintain it. When the confirmation, the document number is created, it will show an L indicating that it is the info record is created for the subcontracting process. Next, I need to create the bill of material. Go to the transaction code CS01, which is material bill of material. Enter the finished product, plant. BOM usage is normally taken as production or engineering, but because I have to use this in purchasing and you don't have purchasing here, select universal. And the valid from date, enter at least 7 days in the past for the purchasing to get triggered properly. Enter the component number and the quantity. The material number and the quantity which make up those items to manufacture the finished product. Save it. Done. Now I need to create the subcontracting purchase order. So use the transaction. Use the transaction code ME21N to create the subcontracting purchase order. I'm going to use a standard purchase order document type. Enter the vendor number. Enter the purchasing organization, VGP1, purchasing group. In the item category, specify that it is for the subcontracting process. Enter the material number, the finished product material number. If you don't remember the material number, again press F4 and search from the options. Enter the quantity. Here you can enter any quantity, delivery date, and the plant. Since the info record is already created, system will automatically update the price. If you get this error, it indicates the material is treated as a non-stock, non-valuated. So change the material type attributes. So we got to define attributes of material types. Select the specific material type, FERT, go to quantity value updating. Go to your plant, which is VGP1, and check the boxes under quantity updating and value update. Save it. Now go back to ME21N and create the document. If all the details are maintained properly and the configurations are done properly, after creating this, when you go to the material data tab in the item detail part, you'll see two new icons, components and export BOM. When you click on the components button, the system will show the items, the components required to manufacture this material. And for manufacturing this much quantity of the finished product, what is the raw material quantity required will also be automatically updated. If you change the raw material requirement, the finished product requirement, the raw material component quantity also will automatically change. So if that is getting updated, then your configurations are correct. Then go back, click on check. Once a release strategy is assigned, click on save. Next would be to approve the document. Go to ME29N and approve the document. Once the document approval is completed, a release is completed, send the document to the vendor. ME9F, select output message. Now I need to issue this stock, the raw material stock, to the subcontracting vendor. So for that, use the transaction code ME2O. That's not a 0, that's a O. Enter the vendor and plant, click on execute. And the system will show me the material which need to be issued against various subcontracting requirements and the total quantity that needs to be. Since I have only one subcontracting purchase order, so there are 2 items and these are the quantities to be issued. Select the items, click on post goods issue, specify the storage location and the quantity for both the items, and you are done issuing the stock to the subcontracting vendor. Once you get the 2 items posted message, now when I look at the stock for the raw material, the system will show me the balance of the stock as available in the storage location along with the stock provided to vendor. Because this quantity is still technically the company's quantity, so it will show up in the stock overview. Now once the stock is provided, the vendor will manufacture the finished product and supply it back to us. So we go to MIGO, enter that document number, purchase order document number. Now, when we are receiving the finished product, if you click on the details button, the system will show me the raw material which is consumed to manufacture this finished product. So if I change the finished product quantity, the raw material consumption also will be accordingly changed. So whatever is the quantity supplied by the vendor, enter that quantity, specify the storage location and other detail. Click on check. Click on item OK, check. You will get a deficit message because you are receiving less than the quantity ordered. And if you get this error, let's resolve it. Just give me one moment. Now when you click on check, you'll only get the deficit message. Click on post. Done. Once you have the material document, now when you look at the stock overview for the finished product, that much quantity will be reduced in the stock provided to vendor, and the finished product will be back to standard. Will display the stock that we have just received. This is how the subcontracting process is carried out in a company. The next one that we're going to talk about is the consignment process. In the standard purchase process, once the stock is received in any plant of the company code, the stock becomes the company's property. However, there are certain processes, certain situations where the stock, even though it is received within a plant of the company code, the stock will not be owned by the company code, but rather it will be still owned by the vendor. The situation where it may be required is where the company may not want to pay for the stock immediately, only for the utilized quantity, maybe because of budget constraints or something else, or in situations where the stock should be immediately available for carrying out various business activities, but the company is not aware of when it would require the stock. So for carrying out the consignment process, we need to assign one of the purchasing organizations as a standard purchasing organization. So let's start with the assignment. We go to the IMG screen again. So SPRO IMG, enterprise structure, assignment, materials management, assign standard purchasing organization to plant. Click on execute and go to your plant and assign the purchasing organization, the plant level purchasing organization to this plant.